The mill of Whispering Waters in the heart of the rolling countryside of Wiltshire, where the meadows stretched wide and the rivers flowed clear, there stood an old watermill known as the Mill of Whispering Waters. For generations, this mill had been a cornerstone of the village of Brookhaven, its turning wheel a symbol of life and industry. The mill ground the grain that fed the village, and its soft, rhythmic creaking was a comforting presence to the villagers. The mill had been in the Thornton family for centuries. The current miller, Henry Thornton, was a man of quiet strength and steady hands. He had inherited the mill from his father, as his father had from his grandfather, and he took great pride in his work. The mill was more than just a livelihood, it was a legacy, a tangible link to the past. One crisp autumn morning, as the leaves turned shades of amber and gold, Henry rose early to begin his day's work. The air was cool and fresh, carrying the scent of damp earth and ripe apples from the nearby orchard. He made his way to the mill, his boots crunching on the gravel path. As he approached, he paused to admire the mill in the soft morning light, its weathered timbers and moss-covered stones bathed in a golden glow. Inside, the mill was a marvel of engineering. The water wheel, turned by the gentle flow of the river, powered a complex system of gears and shafts that set the grinding stones in motion. Henry inspected the machinery, his practiced eye catching any signs of wear or need for adjustment. Satisfied that everything was in order, he began the process of grinding the wheat into flour. As the day wore on, the steady hum of the mill filled the air. Villagers came and went, bringing sacks of grain and leaving with sacks of fresh flour. Henry greeted each of them with a warm smile and a few kind words. Despite the hard work, he found joy in the simple rhythms of his life and the knowledge that he was providing for his community. In the late afternoon, as the sun began to dip towards the horizon, a young woman appeared at the mill. She was a stranger, her face unfamiliar to Henry. She had dark hair that fell in loose waves around her shoulders, and her eyes were a striking shade of green. She approached the miller with a shy smile. "Good afternoon," she said softly. "My name is Eliza. I've just moved to Brookhaven and I've heard so much about your mill. I was wondering if I might see it in action." Henry nodded, pleased to have a visitor who was interested in the workings of the mill. "Of course, Eliza. You're welcome to have a look around. I'll show you how it all works." He led her through the mill, explaining the process of grinding grain and the mechanics of the water wheel. Eliza listened with rapt attention, asking thoughtful questions and marveling at the ingenuity of the design. Henry found himself enjoying her company, her curiosity and enthusiasm a refreshing change from his usual routine. As they talked, Eliza shared her story. She had come to Brookhaven to escape the bustle of city life and find solace in the countryside. She was a painter, inspired by the natural beauty of the landscape and the charm of the village. The mill, she said, was a perfect subject for her next painting. Henry was intrigued. "I'd be honored if you painted the mill," he said. "It's been a part of this village for so long, it deserves to be captured in art." Over the next few weeks, Eliza visited the mill often, setting up her easel by the riverbank and painting while Henry worked. They fell into an easy companionship, sharing stories and laughter as they went about their respective tasks. Eliza's painting slowly took shape, capturing the mill in exquisite detail, its weathered charm and the serene flow of the river. One evening, as they sat by the river watching the sunset, Eliza turned to Henry with a thoughtful expression. "There's something special about this place," she said softly. "It's not just the beauty of the landscape, but the sense of history, of continuity. It's like the mill has its own spirit, whispering through the waters." Henry nodded, feeling a deep connection to her words. "That's why I love it here," he said. "The mill is more than just a building, it's a part of who we are. It holds the stories of those who came before us, and it will hold our stories too." As the months passed, Eliza's painting of the mill became a cherished piece of art in the village. It was displayed in the local inn, where villagers and visitors alike admired its beauty. The mill itself continued to thrive, its wheel turning steadily, a constant in an ever-changing world. Henry and Eliza's friendship blossomed into something deeper, a bond forged by shared values and a love for the simple, meaningful life they found in Brookhaven. They spent their days working side by side, Henry tending the mill and Eliza capturing the essence of the village in her art. In time, they decided to marry, their union a celebration of love and tradition. The village came together to celebrate, and the mill, adorned with flowers and ribbons, stood as a proud witness to the beginning of their new life together. Years passed, and Henry and Eliza's family grew. They taught their children the value of hard work, the importance of community, and the beauty of the natural world. The mill continued to grind the grain that fed the village, its whispering waters a constant reminder of the enduring legacy of the Thornton family. And so, the mill of whispering waters remained a symbol of hope, resilience, and the timeless connection between people and the land. It stood as a testament to the power of love and the beauty of a life lived in harmony with the world around us.